Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Figure Wednesday. Today I will be reviewing the Mattel WWE Basic Series 44 Titus O'Neil figure. This is Titus's second figure and it is his first single release figure, which is nice that they finally did release him on his own. I'm not sure if they'll ever make an Elite of him, sadly. But it was nice to get a new figure of him, and they did correct his skin tone since. His last basic was really dark skinned. This one is more normal colored in my opinion, so they did a nice job fixing him and it looks just like him. I believe it is a new head scan as well, but maybe not. I'm not quite sure on that, as I haven't even looked at my last Titus O'Neil figure in a long time, since he hasn't been on a whole lot. But that being said, let's take a look at him up close in the packaging. As you can see, there's a large image of Titus O'Neil there. The new WWE logo and Titus in a standard pose. It says Titus O'Neil and he is superstar number 59 out of the basic 2014 line. Looking at the back of the box, there is a larger image of Titus O'Neil, the new WWE logo. It says Titus O'Neil superstar number 59. It says recreate the action of WWE. Also in this set is Corporate Kane, Biggie Langston, Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, and Goldust. It says compete in these superstar rings, and pictured is a Raw basic ring and a SmackDown basic ring, as well as company information listed at the bottom. So that being said, let's take a look at him fresh out of the packaging. Alright guys, so here we have the Mattel WWE Basic Series 44 Titus O'Neil figure fresh out of the packaging. Overall, I'd say it's a pretty good figure of him, honestly. He is not a very exciting looking guy in terms of his attire. So it's a very simple figure, but they did a nice job in my opinion. What was funny when I first glanced at this out of the package just now, he reminded me a lot of the Ezekiel Jackson figure from forever ago, as they're wearing the same colored tights and everything. Both bald and both smiling, I think, too, so it's kind of funny how much he does look a lot like that older figure of Ezekiel Jackson. But that being said, let's take a look at Titus up close. There's his smiling head scan. I think it looks just like him, honestly. You see the detail in his facial hair. He's got a ball jointed head that goes up and down as well as left and right. You can see the detail and the wrinkles in his head, which is pretty cool, makes him that much more authentic. Looking at his torso, you can see his muscle definition. He has ball jointed arms that go up and down as well as outward. Swivel bicep joints, and you can see his tattoo on his bicep there. And on here. He has a typical elbow joints, swivel wrist joints, as well as a hand joint that goes up and down. He has an open hand here, a little bit more closed than this one. Looking at his lower torso, he has a swivel waist joint. He's wearing his red tights that say Titus and have his other logos and designs on them. And you can see his cool logo there on the back. Then he has a typical leg joints that go up and down. Then looking at his knees, he has a typical basic knee joints covered by these thin black knee pads, and they have wrinkles and other padding designs that make them look that much more authentic. They don't restrict his movement much, so you could still pose him pretty well. Then looking at his boots, he has a swivel boot joint and the typical ankle joints that go up and down. And you can see the detail in his boots with the wrinkles and laces to make them look that much more realistic. Yeah, that's the Titus O'Neil figure. Very simple, as I said, but they did a nice job. If you're a fan of his, I do recommend picking it up, especially if you missed out on his first one with his Primetime Players 2-pack with him and Darren Young. I don't know if we'll get another Titus figure again anytime soon, to be honest, so better get this one now while you still can. You can get him on ringsidecollectibles.com. You can get him on Amazon.com, and you can get him at retail such as Target and Walmart. And yeah, thanks for watching. Be sure to like Wrestling Figure Wednesday on Facebook to suggest future reviews you'd like to see me do. I will see you next week. Thanks.
For all your wrestling figure needs, check out ringsidecollectibles.com.
Like wrestling? Tune into The Rack, Thursday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern on wildtalkradio.com.
That's crispy.